Welcome to episode 30 of Tools in the Hall. At night. I'm playing around with my media setup here, so I figured I'll goof around with some nighttime stuff. I can have snazzy background light and some studio lights, and I'm just playing. But I thought it'd be a good chance to shoot a real live video on it and see how that all works. Content will be the same, just a snazzier looking setup. Let's start with Milwaukee. I got an M18 half-inch drill. Nothing to brag about other than the fact that it's Milwaukee, and like lots of other Milwaukee tools, this guy carries a 5-year warranty and super reliable. You've heard me say it a million times before, but if this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate that. You'll find that I have a lot of good things to say about Milwaukee, not because I sell them, but I sell them because there's so many good things to say about them. I can choose to sell a lot of different brands of power tool, including Makita, DeWalt, Ingersoll, even Chicago Pneumatic has some cordless tools now, but Milwaukee's the go-to brand because their warranties are so good, the prices are very competitive, and the quality is very high. I restock on these Easy Red neck lights. These guys have independent light heads. They charge independently too, and they go on and off independently. Come with a Y power cord in the back of the package. They come in red, orange, and this green color. You've seen these under the Mako and Cornwell brands, and there was a time where Snap-on had a similar offering, but they had a battery pack on the back of the band, and guys didn't like that very much because the back of their head was uncomfortable because it would rest up against that battery pack when they laid down a creeper or something. Mako has changed their design. I don't know who makes theirs, but this Easy Red one is the same one you'll find on the Mako, and Cornwell trucks just branded for them. I've also seen this in the Caterpillar brand. I don't know why Cat has its own brand of that light, but they do. And Cat actually has a whole bunch of their own hand tools and stuff that they sell to their own technicians, and I believe their hand tools are manufactured by Snap-on, so they have a whole deal going with them. K-Tool has a lot of very good tools, and K-Tool is a third-party or private label brand, and they get their tools manufactured by lots of other reputable companies. I'm not familiar with the entire lineup, but the stuff that I know and stick with, tools like this air hammer bit, and their pry bars are made by Mayhew. They're outstanding, top quality stuff. They have a rather good cordless Bluetooth speaker, and I'm a big fan of K-Tool for wrenches and sockets and adapters. They're very good for stuff like that. So I like K-Tool a lot for a lot of reasons, and when they put lifetime warranties on their hand tools and stuff, you'll save a bunch of money and get the same type of serve that you would get with the other big brand names. This is a restock of the Titan 4-inch blowgun. This one comes with the 3 rubber tips. And something that confuses some folks is if you look at the tip here, you can see there's a hole in the tip around a recess. That is there because this is OSHA compliant, and that's a safety tip. So if something were to clog the tip, the air will blow back through that hole instead of building up excessive pressure. And that confuses some people. They think it doesn't work right if they feel the air blowing back, but that's a safety tip working as designed. The weird thing with this kit is, if you were to ask me to get you just 3 rubber tips, the rubber tips would cost $20 more than this whole kit. I don't know why they price things that way, but they do. So I don't stock the rubber tips by themselves. I just stock the whole thing, save you 20 bucks. You get a blowgun out of the deal, if you want to look at it that way. Save $20 on the tips and get a free blowgun. This is another K-Tool winner. The 4-piece ladies foot pry bar set. What can you say about ladies foot pry bars? They're solid steel, well made. You can buy just the smallest one on here off the Snap-on truck for I think $54 or something, or you can get this whole kit for $55. You choose. I know that I'm probably making the fanboys mad, but you know, you find the value where you can, and I don't see the reason to spend embarrassing amounts of money on other tool trucks when you can get this for way less. And I've heard all the arguments about made in the U.S. and, you know, if you want to be the best, you got to buy the best. And those arguments, honestly, they don't hold much water with me. But these are subjects for some more videos I got coming out in the future. So if that intrigues you at all, watch more of the channel, because I'm going to have some stuff that addresses this specifically. So I'll give you that as a little teaser. Until then. Looks like it's an Easy Red Titan and K-Tool day. This is more stuff from Easy Red. This is their very popular 12-inch long quarter drive wrench. It's got a square drive on one end and a hex drive on the other. And you can see down, and there's a magnet to hold your bits in. So 1/4-inch hex shank bits go on this end, and quarter drive sockets go on this end. And both ends are ratcheting, and both have a reverse lever, so you can change direction easily. Nice and long and slender, so it gives you some pretty good leverage and gets you in some tight spots. These come in a kit as well as by themselves. And in the kit is the 4-inch version of that same wrench. Quarter drive on one end, magnetic hex receiver on the other, reversible on both sides. And the two of these can be had by themselves, or you can get them in a kit with a selection of spline sockets and driver bits. Very handy set. And I think both the set and these individually are equally popular. I don't see any one of them selling, you know, head and shoulders above the others, because they've all got lifetime warranties on them. They're easy to cover, easy to get replacements. Every now and then they go in back order because they're so popular, but right now they're easily had, so I'm stocking up on them. More from Titan. This is a micro drill set. This little guy is the tool that you would use for cleaning carbs or cleaning jets on your welding nozzle, and very handy to have this little driver set. Comes with a bit holder and the bits themselves. And they're not expensive. I think this is like $37, $38 or something like that for the whole set. It's AC season time, so you're going to have a leak detector UV light with the yellow glasses. You can see the dye with the light by themselves, but they really pop. So when you put the yellow glasses on, makes it simple to find the leak as long as there's oil or dye in the system. And this is the one from Master Cool that is non-rechargeable, runs on AAA batteries. So it's fairly inexpensive. I think it's like $50 or something like that for the kit. And it's hard to keep them in stock in AC season time. So it's buying these during the summer is like looking for I don't know, children's toys during Christmas. The best time to buy these is like in the wintertime when you're not doing AC work, because they're plentiful and they're probably running cheaper because people just want to get rid of the inventory. So, you know, look for this stuff off season and you might stand a better chance of getting it and save yourself a few bucks. Got an M12 battery that came back from warranty from Milwaukee. Their standard capacity batteries carry 2-year warranties, and their high capacity batteries carry 3-year warranties. And like I showed you before, the tools generally carry 5-year warranties. Some tools carry a lesser warranty depending on what it is, but as a rule, 5 years on the tools. Oh, this is just an oxygen sensor socket from Gearwrench. You can buy the whole 8-piece kit for $100 on the truck, or you can buy the individual sockets for less. It makes financial sense to buy the whole kit if you need more than one socket, because the socket by itself is $32, or get the whole 8-piece kit for $100. It's one of the one of the best prices I've ever seen on an O2 sensor socket kit. I think the next least expensive one I've seen is $150. I've seen over $200. And they're all the same kit, no matter which brand you buy. Mako, Mac, Lyle, CTA, they all have an oxygen sensor socket kit, but Gearwrench somehow, for some reason, is the least expensive of them all. Save yourself the money. The quality's the same because I think they're identical kits. Oh, finally, we have some more stuff coming off a back order. This is a 9/16 ratcheting box end combination wrench from Gearwrench. Those have been on back order forever. It's been difficult to find individual sockets and wrenches and things lately. And we've gone on these back order cycles where we may not see the stuff come in for months. And on some of these items, like that air hammer, like the K-Tool air hammer bit, like this guy, I think I ordered this back in December or January, and only now is it coming off a back order. So I'm glad to see that supply lines are cycling through, and seems like we're getting some stuff in now that we weren't able to get not that long ago. So I hope it lasts, but I know everyone's been having the same problem between tools being on back order, and certainly in your shop, I'm sure it's difficult to get parts. Everyone has had the same issue. I know guys that work in fleet and diesel shops that have been waiting for many months for parts to come in for large trucks and RVs particularly. Custom shops don't seem to have a problem because they usually deal with more obscure or older or vintage parts, but anything that is, modern day seems to have more than their share of backorder troubles. This looks a lot like the old Craftsman, doesn't it? It's a Crescent, though. This old screwdriver, I say old, it's brand new. This screwdriver, we were replacing an old, broken Crescent screwdriver that looked nothing like this. And the customer didn't buy from us, certainly, because it was bought so long ago. But we pride ourselves on being able to handle warranty for every brand. It's a very strange request that we can't accommodate a warranty. And usually it's for things like the Pittsburgh brand from Harbor Freight or the Husky brand from Home Depot, because those stores have their own warranty policies. When it's a brand like Crescent or Proto or Titan or even Stahlvilla, a lot of times we can help customers out with the warranties on these, because we have inroads with those companies, or we'll make an inroad with those companies to be able to warranty the tools. It took longer than I wanted it to take with this, but the customer's patient, and he understands that these things can take a while, especially if it's not a company that we normally do business with. Now, Apex Tool Group, who owns Gearwrench, we do a lot of business with, but not the Crescent brand. So there's different divisions within the company that handles this stuff. We have to find the right people, make a few phone calls. When we originally sent them the dimensions of the broken screwdriver, they sent back a completely different screwdriver. So that's another phone call. We have to email them more pictures and measurements and stuff so they can finally match it up. So they got the dimensions correct this time, even though the style is completely different. No one can promise that over the years the styles are going to remain the same, but at least they make good on the lifetime warranty, even though that original screwdriver was purchased, decades ago, I think. So bravo to Apex. I know there are guys who have commented on some of my previous videos about troubles they've had with Apex getting warranty claims settled. And I wish I could tell you why that is. I don't know. Every time we've ever gone to Apex directly for warranty claims, we've never had an issue. We normally go through our distributor for Gearwrench items, but for other Apex brands, in this case Crescent, we have to go to Apex directly. And we have no special contacts at Apex. Even though we're a retailer and a dealer for them, we don't purchase from them directly because they require that we purchase through a distributor. So we call the same phone number you would call. We talk to the same people you would talk to. I don't know why there's inconsistencies except for the particular person on the other end of the phone who's handling the warranty claim. So I I can sympathize with anybody who has had issues trying to get warranty stuff done through Apex. I can't empathize because we have had zero problems. Every time we've called them, they have been Johnny's on the spot, and they have helped us out, and they have gotten us the things that we've asked them for. We've warrantied broken Crescent brand wrenches and this screwdriver and some other things over the years and never have had an issue. So I think it just comes down to some personal inconsistencies there, because I can't say anything bad about them, even though I know people have had bad experiences. Oh, speaking of K-Tool wrenches, here's a K-Tool combination wrench. We had a customer who had he needed a couple of wrenches, and he's a new customer, and he didn't want to spend a lot of money on them, but he wanted a ratcheting box and Gearwrench, and those are not cheap, but the K-Tool wrenches are rather inexpensive. So in order to, and he was a new guy too, and I didn't want him to, you know, to wind up spending more money than he had to. So I cut him a deal where if he bought the Gearwrench wrench, I'll give him this one for free. So I made him a BOGO deal to get him some free product, and he'll get some use out of it, and you know, hopefully becomes a fan of the brand and maybe get some more business that way. So I can do things like that when the pricing is right, and the K-Tool branded wrenches are priced very nicely. You've seen in some of my previous tool haul videos, so like the big metric K-Tool wrench set, beautiful full polish wrenches, and they're good quality, and they look beautiful, and they're not stupid expensive when you compare to other tool truck brands. So I'm very happy to be able to carry the line, and I really like it when I can do special deals like this for people. I have a replacement cap for the Sure Shot non-aerosol sprayer can. They make two types. They make this type here, and they make type that has 2 ears on them. This one you need a wrench for in order to tighten it and loosen it. The one with the ears, you just don't need the wrench. Why they don't make every one with the ears is beyond me. I don't know why they give you the option. If I were them, I would just put the cap with the ears on every can. And I don't know. I mean, I don't make the marketing decisions, but I get confused by that. I don't know why they do it. But anyway, I had a customer who needed one specifically because I think he dropped the can and broke it. So we'll put a new one on there for him. There's a lot of different brands of these heavy-duty strap filter wrenches. This one is from Calvan Tools. We've gotten from Gearwrench and Lyle, K-Tool, CTA. There's a bunch of brands of this one. This is, I like this because it has the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch square drive hole on the handle, so you can use a breaker bar. I did not say ratchet. Use a breaker bar with it, either 3/8 or 1/2 inch drive. And they do have some on the market that are only one drive size. For the same amount of money, I'll get one that's got 2 different drive sizes, because why not offer that choice? I think it's silly not to. Lifetime warranty. So I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. I don't know why anyone makes it with only one drive size. I don't know. You can tell I'm not in my 20s anymore by looking at my crow's feet. Jokes. Sunex 1/2 inch drive, large size, standard crow's feet. This set has 14 pieces, if I'm not lying to you. Is that right? Yeah, 14 pieces. It goes from 1 1/16 to 2 inches. And they come on 2 metal clip rails. The one thing I really like about the Sunex brand is when it comes to things like their crow's feet, wrenches, and their sockets, they're one of my go-tos. because they have a variety of products that a lot of other companies don't have, and the pricing is really good compared to other tool truck brands. I haven't priced out a set like this on other tool trucks under the other tool truck brands, but on mine this is $149. So $149 for half-inch drive 14-piece crow's foot set is rather good, I think. And this one's going to a diesel tech who asked me for these just the other week. And I'm glad to see that these were not on back order. A lot of this stuff has been on back order. Another thing that Sunex makes that's really good are those dog bones or those torque adapters. A whole chrome set of them. And I just got some of those for a fella at the same shop as the guy who's getting the crow's feet. And those are not that popular, but when people need them, they need them. And they don't want to spend the outrageous amounts of money that I've seen them for in other tool trucks. I can get them Sunex ones for a whole lot less. That's why I really like the brand, because they allow me to do more business with each customer because they're not driving up their bills on fewer tools. And I also have a lot of choices when it comes to circuit testers. And I was looking for a circuit tester for a customer that met some specific criteria that he had. He needed one that had a digital readout, okay? And it couldn't be terribly long. And he wanted one with a half-decent warranty. Like, I know the Lyle ones, for example, have lifetime warranties, but they're kind of expensive. But he didn't want to spend, I don't know, he didn't want to spend like over 50, 60 bucks or something like that. So the Lyle ones are kind of pricey, but they carry a lifetime warranty. And they're kind of large. I got him this one from Astro. Has a digital readout on it. It's right in there. It has a 4 to 60 volt range, which really surprised me that it was so rangy. Has a 10-foot coiled cord on it. And it pretty much met his criteria. This one's 56 bucks. Again, these are truck prices when I talk about that. So if you've seen them for less money online, sure you have, because tool trucks are more expensive than any other buying option that you have. But when he was on the truck last week, asked me about these, and I'm looking through all the different circuit testers that I have available. You know, it took, I don't know, 15 minutes or so to look through all the options and find the right one for him. And I said, I think this will do it for you. He says, well, I'll tell you what. He says, get it for me. He says, no matter what, I'm going to buy it because of all the work that you just did for me. And that makes me feel good knowing that when I provide that level of service for somebody, when I am a legitimate resource that can help them make a good purchase decision, then they're going to give me business. And I like that about, you know, my service standard that I have and the kind of tool guy that I want to be for somebody. And that means I'm adding value to this guy's day, and you know, he feels good enough about our relationship and about what I've done for him that he's going to make the purchase. So I'm grateful to him for that. I'm grateful to all my customers. But when I have somebody that articulates it like that to me, it makes me feel good, because that gives me the feedback that I need to know what I'm doing right. And I also need to know what I'm doing wrong, but that was some good positive feedback that made me feel good. Here's a replacement hose clamp plier cable. This is the Mayhew one. Now, it's not covered under warranty because they don't cover the cables of their pliers under warranty. And these are expensive. The cable costs 64 bucks. The pliers themselves are a couple of $100. They're outstanding cables. And the guy who has this coming to him asked me to help him out a lot with broken tools and warranty stuff. And I do what I can for him because he buys a lot of different brands of things. And he really kind of puts me to the test when it comes to seeing how effective I can be in dealing with all the different brands of things he owns. And it challenges me to get the right relationships and contacts with the manufacturers or through my distributor or whoever, or however it has to be done in order to effectively service him. So I appreciate the challenges that he gives me and the opportunity to help, because I'm the guy he goes to for that. He doesn't go to the other tool trucks for that. He goes to me because he knows that most of the time, with rare exception, I can get it done. These you don't see a whole lot. These are 5-piece S-wrench set. This is the standard size that goes 5/16 to 3/4 inches. This is from Sunex, and like everything else from Sunex that we were talking about earlier, the pricing's very good on this. This whole set's $71.98. I don't know how you can go wrong with that. Was that upside down? I don't know how you can go wrong with that. It's an outstanding set. They make high quality tools that don't spread on you. They don't tend to break any more often than anyone else's tools. So for guys that will say things about the cheapness of bargain tier brands and they're just not made as well as other brands, Sunex makes outstanding quality stuff. And in fact, every manufacturer, so they do manufacture some things for other brands too. So you may very well own tools from Sunex under a different brand, and these wrenches are great examples of how you don't have to spend a ton of money and still get a pro-grade tool. This is the magnetic glove and tissue box holder. This is the magnetic on the back. So you just stick this to the side of your toolbox or the lid of your cart, and you drop your glove box in there and dispenses your gloves. Very popular. I'm constantly restocking this thing. I had a customer who works at a custom shop asked me if I get him a heat gun, and he showed me the one he had. I don't even know what the brand was, but it burned up somehow. It was pretty impressive. It was all melted and weird. So he asked me to get him a heat gun, and he said he didn't want to spend a ton of money. Well, that's a criteria I had. And as I'm looking at all the heat guns that are available to me, I was surprised at the number of brands I have. And it's been a while since I spec'd out a heat gun for somebody. So I was also really surprised at the spectrum of pricing. I have them for as low as like $20 and as high as like $500. And honestly, I don't really know what the differences are. So when I do that kind of shopping for somebody and I have to find something that meets their criteria, I do what you would do. Sometimes I gravitate toward a brand that I know because I trust their other products. Sometimes people have given me feedback on a particular brand or item or a model or whatever, and I'll go with that because I've got the positive feedback from other people. In this case, I went with brand and price because it wasn't a cheapy cheap and it wasn't, stupid expensive. So we're getting a Porter cable heat gun. And this is the 1500 watt. This should be plenty big enough for his application. He's not going to spend a ton of money on it. And I really enjoy when people ask me to, in essence, do the shopping for them. They come to me with some criteria and they, give me that ball to run with. And I appreciate that. For me, that's fun. It gives me a chance to do some product research and get input from other people. I can ask my account reps and distributors about them. I can ask other customers if they've had experience with them, and I can usually put together a pretty good solution. And if not, then it's on me, and I'll make it right if the customer doesn't like it. But so far when I do things that way, I've never had a bad experience. My customers have not had bad experiences, and I rely on their feedback to tell me if I made the right decision for them. And so far it's working. I mean, it's going on 6 years now. It's getting heavy. This is a combo kit from Milwaukee that has their high torque half-inch M18 impact and an M18 grease gun. All in the same kit. The kit comes with a charger, a bag, a 2 amp hour battery that I would recommend you use on the grease gun, and a 5 amp hour battery that you would use on the 1/2" impact. Both tools have 5-year warranties. The 5 amp hour battery has a 3-year warranty, and the 2 amp hour battery has a 2-year warranty. The M18 grease gun puts out 10,000 PSI for pressure, and the impact has 1,400 foot-pounds of torque in reverse. This is an outstanding kit. I actually did not know that they had this particular combination, and my account rep called me and said that they had some M18 specials. So it goes down the list, and when we got to this one, I said, stop right there. I said, I'll take some of those because I need both the 1/2" impact and the grease gun on the truck. Now, the great thing about a kit like this is because both tools are rather popular, I have some options here. I can pair up a battery with a tool and break that off as its own kit and sell that by itself. I can keep it together as a combo kit and put a price on that. Or we can do like a mix and match. You want just a bare tool? I'll price out the bare tool and sell that. Or sell the batteries by themselves or whatever it is. It gives me some options when they put together a kit like this that I don't normally have. And I really like having that kind of latitude because I can display it differently on the truck. It doesn't have to stay in a box. People can pick individual components if they want and buy it that way, or we'll piece together some kit. We have options, and that's what I really enjoy about doing business with Milwaukee and being an independent dealer such as I am. And it gives me the opportunity to do kind of cool and different videos for you. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I've got some really interesting videos that I think you're gonna like. I started doing a bit of a different format where we look at some competitive deals in some of the other tool trucks flyers. And we're gonna talk about the realities behind their marketing tactics and their pricing, because I want you to be able to make a smart decision and find the value where you can. And if that means you find it on a Snap-on, Mac or Cornwell truck, awesome. Make the decision that's best for you, for your buying choices and your budget. You deserve that, and I hope to be a resource for you there. So look out for more of those videos, because I did one from the Snap-on Flyer about a month or so ago. I did one from Mako Flyer. I got more coming down the line where we go through some products in the Mac Tools Flyer and the most recent Mako Flyer. So do me a favor. Click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, use a tool. Don't be one.